Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Polls for South Dakota's primary election open at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Some voters may have questions about how to make the process go smoothly.
Two poll workers we talked with say they hear a wide variety of questions. One said most people want to know if they're in the right location.
Easily look somebody up and tell them if they're in the right location, if they're not. And if they're not on our roll, which means they're not in our location, then I basically have the supervisor call downtown to find out where they're supposed to be.
Both also stress the importance of volunteering to be a poll worker. For more information, call your county auditor's office.
Meanwhile, today is the last day you can cast your vote early. You can vote in person at your county auditor's office. Some of the races voters will be deciding include governor, U.S. House, and U.S. Senate.
Sioux Area Metro will be giving free rides to polling locations today. Stay with KELOLAND News on air and online for election results and coverage throughout the day.
KELOLAND.com is your election headquarters. A KELOLAND.com original by Eric Mayer compiles everything you need to know.
You'll find details and stories reporters have done on Amendment C, as well as statewide and local races. You'll also find links to help you find out if you are registered to vote. 24 Native Americans arrived at the South Dakota Capitol on horseback Saturday to honor missing and murdered Indigenous women and children. Their long-distance ride began May 25th in Santee, Nebraska, with the final leg starting at Farm Island State Recreation Area just east of Pierre. They held a ceremony on the front steps of the Capitol where names of missing women were read out loud with a single drum beat after each name.
The event was meant to help keep the missing, murdered, and Indigenous women issue fresh in the minds of people across the state. The legislature last year established an MMIW liaison in the state attorney general's office, but didn't provide funding. The Native Hope organization based in Chamberlain this year pledged $85,000 annually to fund the position for 3 years.
Well, now let's get a check of our morning forecast with meteorologist Scott Munt. A wet start to the day in some parts of KELOLAND, Scott.
Yeah, we'll continue to watch that not only for this morning, but some redeveloping thunderstorms into western South Dakota later this afternoon and heading into the evening. Now, a lot of the rain here across, we'll say, parts of central South Dakota, continuing to move to the east and southeast, will end up showing a weakening trend as they do, but we still cannot rule out periods of heavy rain, I would say, over the next hour or two. As we do take a look at things across western South Dakota for today, there is that slight risk for severe weather, with large hail probably being the main threat out of any storms that do develop. Now, we also have some fog in south central South Dakota. Winter's visibility down to 0. Also into Minnesota, Worthington's visibility down to 0. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s, and it looks like we'll have highs today in the 60s and 70s. And Brian Carstens will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The Memorial Day holiday weekend storms didn't just take a toll on KELOLAND neighborhoods last week. People who live on farms have also been cleaning up. Strong winds last Monday uprooted trees at Marlene and Ken Sweeter's farm near Worthing.
The storm also damaged a grain bin, part of their shop, as well as their truck and trailer. The Sweeters are grateful there was much less damage to their home.
And stuff around the house. You can see some gutters were knocked off. I didn't do a whole lot of damage to the house other than the wind taking a pile of shingles off.
The Sweeters had livestock outside when the storm hit, but their animals survived the severe weather.
Meanwhile, officials in Grant County say last week's storm spawned at least 2 tornadoes in the county. Grant County Emergency Management says they extended from south of LeBolt to southeast of Millbank.
They posted these pictures of the damage to their Facebook page. In them, you can see farm buildings, trees, and power lines knocked over. Power lines can be also seen laying across the road. One photo even shows debris that was thrown through a bedroom wall. Pro rodeo events are one step closer to coming to the Watertown area.
New paneling, RV outlets, a clubhouse, shower area, and more coming to the rodeo grounds. Sponsors hope this will bring pro rodeo events to the community.
People that are involved in Western sports are good people. I enjoy their company. I like the people that are involved with this, and we want to bring more of that lifestyle to the Watertown area and give people a place to use long term.
About an eighth of the renovations will take place this year. It'll take about 5 years to complete the entire project.
Not to look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather today, well, risk of some severe weather out there in the southwest. You can see Hot Springs and Rapid City included with that. Again, hail is our main threat with these storms that do pop up in that direction. We'll keep an eye on that. It's not going to be overly warm today, but just enough instability, enough kind of working in the cloud layers to kick off some storms. Just general shower chances basically running up through the Missouri River Valley through midday. And maybe a couple of these could wander over to Sioux Falls. Still about a 20% chance of that. You can definitely see these bigger cells west of Winter out toward, let's say, Martin to Phillip to Rapid City, maybe Pine Ridge. Again, any of those storms, you'll want to make sure that you're checking in on the weather. They'll be coming in from the northwest as they pop up there. Now, a lot of that will subside overnight tonight, and then we'll regroup and have another round of thunderstorms firing up probably near the Black Hills and then eastward tomorrow afternoon. By and large, the numbers East River a little warmer. Sioux Falls, I think, probably at least a couple degrees warmer. And then we'll see if some of those thunderstorms hold together tomorrow evening towards Sioux Falls. We kind of ramped up that chance of rain in that time period as a result of that overall pattern. Now, on the big picture, you can see these frequent chances of rain tied to an area of low pressure tracking through tomorrow. That will come through, and again, those thunderstorms will slide into Nebraska and Iowa into early Wednesday. And then we'll probably see Wednesday is mainly a little quieter weather day. But by the time we get to Thursday, here comes another blow up there in northern Nebraska. There could be severe weather Thursday in Nebraska. At this point, we're more inclined to kind of keeping it down a little farther south, as some general shower and thunderstorm activity could be more common in portions of KELOLAND. But again, if those storms in Nebraska kind of take over, that'll directly affect how much we get here. In the meantime, temperatures today below the averages, upper 60s, low 70s. And we've got more of that coming up tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll keep, at least for now, highs in the low 70s. A little warmer Thursday, and then notice by the weekend, warming up, and by early next week, I even expect this weekend, there will be increasing humidity. So we'll keep watching that long-range forecast. For now, Aberdeen, a chance of some scattered rain tomorrow, and then that Thursday into early Friday system. As I just said, though, that primarily the bigger storms are way south of Aberdeen. We're still kind of disconnected from that rich, humid weather. So I think that's probably going to be the case most of the week here. Here, you're a little more frequent on rain chances, especially again tomorrow, and Wednesday's a little break, and then Thursday, Friday, we would want to put in at least 40% chances of rain. And Rapid City also could get more of those storms later in the week on Thursday. And then it warms up. The 80s are back by Saturday. Check out the details with the weather online at KELOLAND.com.